Hi, I'm Laura. I'm a professional fundraiser and I'm disabled. I'm a white woman wearing glasses and a yellow shirt. I have shoulder length auburn hair. My crutches are behind me against a bookshelf. I've been raising money for nonprofits for about 20 years, and a lot of that work has been grants. So I've put together a lot of information about how to write a grant on this website. They can be a lot of work. So I wanted to take a few moments to talk with you about what you can do before you write a grant to improve your chances of successful funding. You'll hear a lot of fundraisers say relationships are the key to your success. And that's true, but what a lot of people think that means is that you must have relationships with wealthy people. And that's not going to be realistic for the majority of us. Folks who have relationships or connections with wealthy people are already in places of power or privilege. But that doesn't mean that there's not steps that the rest of us can take to increase our chances and to be given a fair shot. If we learn how to move money, we can create social change. We can create the society that we want to live in. It all starts with conversations. The first place to start having conversations is in your own community. Find groups, organizations, and other people who are doing the kind of work that you want to do and have as many conversations as you possibly can. This is especially important for folks who are just starting out, starting a new organization or project, but it's even important for established organizations to stay connected to their community. For those of us who are disabled, getting to know community also means learning disability history. The disability community has a wide and varied history of advocacy and activism that's out there for all of us to learn more about. And by learning disability history, we can learn from the work that has come before us, and we might even find organizations or people who are doing work now that we want to team up with. By working together, we can work better. We're often more effective when we work together than when we compete with one another. You can raise more money, bring in more resources, and do even better work together. Once you have a sense of your community, you can begin by finding sources of funding within that community. Some examples of funding that is by and for the disability community are offered on this website for you to check out. The next thing you'll want to do is expand your circle even further. You'll want to reach outside of your immediate community and find folks who are new to the work that you're doing but may be interested, and introduce yourself. You can find funders, figure out who makes the decisions, research what's interesting to them, and reach out. This may seem really difficult at first, but there is a process that you can follow, and there's samples and instructions on this website. And the more conversations that you have, the more likely it is that you'll meet someone who can open a door for you to that important conversation with a funder. Those of us who already have connections with funders and decision makers will benefit the community as a whole if we open doors for other people. You want to talk about what you're doing and listen. That will help you learn what's important to someone else and how your work fits with their priorities. There are sample questions that you can ask on this website. Now let's talk about how you talk about your work. I, for one, am really tired about the way that some folks talk about disability. Whether you're writing a grant or having a conversation, you have the power to reframe the way that we talk about disability. Now, some funders will say, we just don't do disability. I actually don't think that that's true. Most of the time, funders are working on housing, education, civil rights advocacy, arts and culture, food access, workforce development, whatever it is. Disability is in that. We have an opportunity to illuminate how disabled people are present in their work and impacted, and help them see that work differently. These conversations that you'll have and the grants that you'll write are so important, and they really will make a difference for people with disabilities, and they really will make social change. You'll encounter ableism, you'll encounter rejection, you'll encounter crappy language. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll experience it. But if there's one thing that I know about disabled people, it's that we know how to adapt, how to change, how to solve problems. And I know we can do this. So to ensure you're as successful as possible, I really encourage you to do the work before you write the grant. Have those conversations. Start in your own community, expand your circle, reframe the conversation around disability. You will raise that money, so go do it.